open us up with a Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through His holy prophet, Ali. Ameen. First all rise, giving infinite and perfect praises to Allah, the Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Honors to the Jesus return, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the Prophet, fifth and strong, this Prophet of our time, as Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius. Honors to his harbinger to the John the Baptist return, Brother Marcus Messiah Garvey Bay. Honors to the UNIA, the past leaders. Honors to the members of the Moorish Science of America, past, present, and future leaders. Honors to all harbingers, sons and daughters, fathers and mothers, who paved the way for our family members to be members of the Moorish Science of America, and not accepting the okie doke of what you being fed on a job application or applying for something that you're less than. Honors to everything that is Moorish without leaving anything out. Today's show is called Wrong Way. The wrong way is always leads you to heartache and pain, but it also could be a lesson to you in life. Until you can get your mind set on what is right and what is wrong, and stop being like your brother man Moorish life in the early 20s, being led upon astray and trusting everybody. You have what it takes to know the difference between right and wrong. You have the chance to make a change, not only for yourself but for the people around you. You have what it takes to be the better version of yourself. Even a harbinger or a member that represents uplifting and falling humanity. You don't have to be a Moorish American to uplift the fallen humanity. You can be a Christian and uplift the fallen humanity. You could be any denomination of Christianity you want to be. But as long as you're doing the right thing, as long as you're following what Allah told you to do, then where you go right, people go wrong. But what's good for the people may not be good for yourself. What may be good for the people may not be good for you. And this is where the separation comes in. This is where the dilution of no solution has occurred in our lives, but yet and still we as a common people are still being stressed out. We as Moorish Americans being stressed out based upon a political status or some type of thinking that indoctrinates us, that changes our perception in life about what it truly is and what it's truly not, based upon a portion of understanding under democracy. Democracy, I call it hypocrisy. Anybody who prefers a donkey over an elephant, there's something wrong. But when you understand the difference between the elephant and the donkey in politics, then you begin to understand who's making an ass out of you. But when you see you represent the elephant never. Donkeys are stubborn. Doesn't that represent the Democratic Party? Doesn't that represent, it's all about me? And not about you. I do what's for the best interest, what sounds good for the people, but all the while I'm turning my back on the people and I really don't care. The 13 families are the ones who run everything. But yet still y'all don't see it. You all are deaf, dumb, and blind. You don't have the eyes to see, but cannot see, and you don't even have the ears, but cannot hear. Yet still you want to chase luxury, and yet still you want to lose your mind. You want to lose your essence and cluttering everything that you're supposedly allegedly supposed to have. You have lost your way. You have lost your way in time, in this day and time, to chase luxury and not care for anybody else. You say you love your people, but your love has been sour like milk in the refrigerator for over 30 days. Plus, you think your lifestyle is all good because you got the luxury. You got the nice car, a nice fancy car, and the nice clothes, and nice shoes to match whatever you got. But yet and still, you stick your nose up at people instead of living a simple life. But he or she who looks for the things in the cares of the world, who lose their state of mind and lose their morals, but yet and still they lose their morals to serve the devil. They serve what the media has delivered to them as a waiter on a table. But yet and still you don't see anything that's going on. You're chasing after luxury that doesn't make any sense. These luxury things have no eyes to see, no ears to hear, but no hearts to sympathize. You're chasing millionaires' clothing, but yet and still, you're making them rich, but is filling your void of incompletion, because now you're just a car Krishna, you're just an idol of a crucifix with a fake Jesus on there, or a fake idol with emptiness, mind, body, and soul. So now the question is, what are you doing? Are you to impress the carnality of life? Or are you here to impress the similarities and the constancies in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and the simplest things in life? If that's what you're here for, then you're doing the right thing. And if you're doing according to what the first thing I said, then you're definitely doing the wrong thing. You can't even afford a house, but yet and still, you want to get a Louis Vuitton bag. You can't afford an expensive car, but you want to get you a Tesla, but you can't even afford a house. Where does it make sense where you lose your soul for the carnal things, but yet and still you can't get it back because now you're lost? Now you want to look like the Jezebel Cruella de Vil, black dyed hair on one side, white on the other. Represents duality. You don't see where you stand in life. You don't understand life because you're caught up in the cares of the world. You're swirled up in the whirlpool in the cares of the world, but you can't see nothing else. You don't see yourself as dressing as a woman of no class. You're so quick to bed hop, just like a man with a bed hop, but he can't produce no babies. He has no uterus. I don't care if he changes his gender. He still has no fallopian tubes. He has no uterus. So even if he was to change his clothes, doesn't mean it doesn't change the anatomy of a man. Just because a woman want to change her clothes to be a man does not change the anatomy of being a man. She's still a woman regardless. No matter what she thinks she's butch, she's a transvestite, a stud, whatever you want to call it. Really? You are so lost in the sauce that you don't have no pulse to what you do. You just keep going. Yet still you lose your soul based upon what you see other people do. Monkey see, monkey do. You befriend people who are not even authentic. They're generic. They're saying leftovers of what society is about to be. And they allow their lower self to dictate them what they should be. But yet and still, the lies and deceit lies within the hearts and minds based upon the duality that you cannot serve two masters. You're going to love one, hate the other. You can't love yourself without trying to figure out what your likes and dislikes are, but yet you got to go and ask, talk about you love other, what you're doing wrong. I don't know about that Al Green song, but love don't make you do wrong. Love makes you do right. Love makes you stand up for what is right, not what is wrong. You can't love being something that you're not. You cannot love being a double agent, having a double life, or being an imposter, because everybody's looking at you. Even the children are looking at you. You don't even know who you want to be. You don't even know who you are. This doesn't just go for the LGBTQ community. This goes for the Negro, blacks, colors, Puerto Rican, so-called Costa Rican, so-called Filipinos. It goes for them too. And the people of Guam. This is what it goes for. There's no in-between in truth and falsehood. It's either lies and deceit or not. Now, what are you going to choose? You cannot sit here and talk about you a dude dressed like a woman, but yet instead you can't even have a menstrual cleansing every so often. I don't think you hear me. I don't think you hear me at all. Because guess what? People are deaf, dumb, and blind, and they do not care. People want to mislead other people based upon physical outer shell, based upon what they want people to see them as, but that's not who they truly are on the inside. That's called deception. When are you going to understand that you cannot be transgender? It doesn't exist. It's an illusion. Just like walking down the street and having a nice beautiful shade of skin, a beautiful shade of skin of olive skin as brothers and sisters, it doesn't mean that you're a black person. It just means that's an illusion with no conclusion. Hear my words, family. It's an illusion with no conclusion. You cannot put on a black t-shirt and put your skin complexion next to that black t-shirt and call yourself black. Because it ain't gonna happen. It's called misleading. Who are you misleading? Who are you deceiving? That's the question. That is the question. Your brother man Moore's life is truly about this life. I don't care who calls me light-skinned black. Because guess what? If you put light and black together, it's gray. So it doesn't make me a gray person. I'm just a brother of just light humility. That's all I am. Praise Allah for the melanin. Dios, Allah, Yahweh, the translation, it all applies. But now the question is, what are you doing to change your condition? You cannot change your outer appearance because now it's called deception. And people get murdered behind deception. When you deceive somebody, it becomes catastrophic to your life. You have officially been demonized. You know how you've been demonized? Because it's your thought pattern. A man thinketh, so it be. Now the question is, what are you doing to understand that you have to change for the better, never for the worse? And you look at all these people out here, all these ones waving around red, black, and green, talking about they black. They're deceiving. It's deception. This is why a lot of calamities come upon the people who lie too much, because you're serving the wrong master. I put it like this. It's so clear to me that I can see things, and the next thing I know, I'll go online and I can actually see exactly what I saw in my mind. Because it's all about perception. It's all about what you intake, what you're dieting, what you eat, what you drink, how well you rest at night. If you don't rest well at night, that means you're doing something wrong, or you have not done anything to make life progress in your life, and now you're going through the hell. It happened to me. It happened to me on numerous occasions. I'm just being honest because I'm just a genuine brother. I love my people, but I don't love the behavior of ignorance and acting unruly. You can never sit here and try to lie and deceive the people, because people can see right through you. You're just like glass. You're very transparent, I should say. But you really gotta be on top of your game, a thinker. So you have to decide what you're going to do in your life to make your life better. Can't be going around deceiving people and then expect to live a long, fruitful life. You're the one who cut your lifespan off. So when we start understanding different scenarios and situations, then we can take place in our minds that the change is going to come within ourselves and nothing else. So now you're going to be so clear in life where you're going to be like that character in Darkwing Duck called Liquidator. People can see right through you. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell it like it is. But again, everything you do right now is truly about choice and nothing else. You got to be the one to make your choices and make better decisions. You have to mind the elders and listen to the wisdom that they have to give you, and then apply that to yourself. And if you do that, you shall succeed. But elders don't have all the answers. The elders in more science got a lot more of the answers than elders in general. So now the question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to oppress the people with your lies and deceit? Or are you going to better yourself first and learn to love instead of hate? While you working on yourself, people are going to be watching you. While children are watching you, you're going to be the beacon light of your true self. Only you can change your state of mind. Nobody else can do it for you. Not unless you are like other people who like the people just sway you and do this and do that, and you're like a nematode from SpongeBob. To hungry, 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 thirsty, 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 thirsty. And one person dictates to everybody what they gonna do. This is what I see out here on these streets. A whole bunch of nematodes. One person say we hungry, oh, we all gonna eat. We thirsty, we all gonna be thirsty. That's the subservient lifestyle, family. That's a form of control and manipulation and indoctrination. You cannot continue to live your life in lies and deceit based upon someone else's perception. You can use other people's perception, but you have to come to your own way of thinking. Me, I love my people. I just don't love their ways. I don't love their attitude. I don't love how my sisters out here want to get all loud just to get attention. If you want to get a man's attention, there's another way of doing it. You ain't got to get loud and broadcast your business like the news media. You're not even being paid to broadcast your business like that. But yet still, you incompetent. So now you just lost your mind. You think you know what's going on, young people, but all y'all who hang out on these streets are so far-fetched from reality, you don't even know what's going on in our society. Some of the young people are on point. A lot of motherfuckers are not on point. A lot of mothers and fathers are on point. Now, the question is, what are you going to do to try to change the situation? What are you going to do to better your condition? It all starts with you. You can't sit here and blame, you know what I'm saying, others for your mishap and misfortune as you became an adult. You have to be the one to change it. But the only way you can have a way of changing it is also having a support system. A support system is what helps a person becomes the better version of themselves. It could be one person, it could be two people, it could be a village, it could be whoever. But long as the person has the right state of mind to better their condition without doing physical harm or attempting to assault and battery on innocent bystanders that happened in like the 1900s and prior to. We have to really take into consideration that Crusades wasn't that long ago. You do your grandmother's homework and research. The proof is what you see. But don't be bamboozled and creating illusions like you don't know what's going on. But study well. Study well yourself. And once you study your inconsistencies and being under a Moorish way of life, then things become clearer of what it is and not what it seems to be. This is why Moorish Americans talk about the so-called Negro, blacks, and colors. Because we already know there's no saving power for that. We know this was created by the European slaveholder in 1779, lasted during time of slavery until 1865. But new form of slavery, family. New form of slavery. And I don't think people are ready for it. We have to do right with ourselves first. We have to love ourselves before we say love somebody else. We can love someone of their ways, but it doesn't mean we can love somebody entirely. Now the question is, who is doing the misleading? Is it the man in the mirror, brothers and sisters? Or is it someone outside the man in the mirror that's misleading you? It could be either or. It could go both ways. It could go whatever way you want to talk about it. But at the end of the day, it's time to do process of elimination. You have to eliminate. Because right now you're playing a game of chess. You have to eliminate the people who are causing you hardship. That's what you have to do. I don't know what else to tell y'all. I don't know what else to say to y'all. But y'all have to make a decision on how you're going to better yourself. You got to learn and know your likes and dislikes. You have to know these things. Because if you don't know your likes and dislikes and you don't have no knowledge of self to a certain degree, then how do you expect to have a life of longevity and happiness? With means that there are some shortcomings that's coming along with it. There are going to be some trials and tribulations that come along with it. There are going to be some tests that come along with it. Down the contradiction. Islam, heaven high. Yeah, we got Everett Lynch in the chat. It says, I'm homeless. Yeah, I know what that's like. It's not pleasant. West Coast, Meek says, hey, bro, made it. Bro, safe ride home. I made it. Islam. Yeah, I'm glad you made it. I'm on my way home too. Islam. Let's see. We got someone else in the chat. The thing is be very inconspicuous about what you speak about. Be very inconspicuous about the shortcomings that's about to happen with people you have bond relations with. Islam. Let me see, what else is this? Adam Williams, Islam. Yeah, heaven high. I see that you in the chat. Yeah, praise Allah. So right now, to be homeless is very, very difficult. Those shelters that used to be are pretty much no more. Because I remember when I was homeless, it was easy to find shelter, no problem. Now the economy is going crazy. People say they want to blame Trump and all this other stuff, but you can't blame Trump because it's taken 13 families to actually come to an agreement on one thing. And right now, they're pretty much at war of what's going on because they don't know how to control the economy. They don't know when to crash the dollar because it's about to happen. The young people don't even have any idea what they're going to do with themselves when they graduate college. The jobs are not going to be plentiful like it was back in the 1990s and all that stuff, the 1980s. Even though the so-called black people were being redlined and had a hard time finding a job in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s and stuff, after everything that the so-called Negro, blacks, and colors who are Moorish Americans built are being ransacked by some so-called white folks, some Europeans. And it causes chaos amongst family. And this is why you see so-called Negro, blacks, colors, Latino, Chicano, Hispanic, so-called white people all over here, all drugged out their minds, taking downers. Family, when are we going to agree to disagree? When are we going to grow and learn to love instead of hate? Because it seems like the common people already got learning to hate instead of love on lockdown mode. So I gotta ask my question though. Why do our families have to suffer? Why do our families have to give to a religious organization that allows us to suffer even more? And they lied to us since the beginning of slavery. They still lie to us to this day. But yet and still we don't think. We have no idea. We don't care. We just do. Because we weren't received from blessings from the God in the sky anyways. Spooky God. Allegedly. Right? But yeah, they said we don't even know God's name, but we say, oh, it's God's name with a capital G. Wow. I thought the English language came out in the 1800s, not prior to BC. Yeah, go figure. A lot of people who just own the religion that they came in, from Christianity to Islam, Nation of Islam, or whatever, and they just said, I had enough. More science is a totally different ballgame. You tell me the conditions of the similarity between what's that called? Wilshire Boulevard, Westwood versus Los Angeles, South Central. You barely see homely people. We got more homeless people in Los Angeles than we do got in Westwood. I kid you not. Where's the justice? That's where redlining started. I mean, I can't make it up. What do you want me to do? Lie? Deceive the people? They got Whole Foods. They got all kinds of food places over there in Westwood and all those other places and stuff. Now all of a sudden, now we got McDonald's. We got Burger King. That's not healthy. That's toxic food. Toxic food is what leads to a toxic family, that leads to toxic health, that leads to toxic children, that leads to toxic upbringing. Tell me when is such a child who is obese functioning well in school and get good grades and stuff, and they eating all that swine. I don't care if you're Asian, so-called Asian, Latino, black people, you know what I'm saying? And y'all eating swine, scrimps. You eating all the poor food. You eat all the poor food that Master gave you, and you suck it up. You suck it up, oh, it's good, and it's salty, and all of a sudden now your child is obese, and your child you need a triple bypass heart surgery. Your grandma need to go to dialysis because she ate the wrong food after all these years. Talking about this culture, no. Somebody haven't been studying the Bible. Somebody haven't been studying the lessons, because they have been misled by, number one, the Roman Catholic Church. It says you can eat anything you want. And all these churches, organizations have been created by Europeans. No, we're not going to go there with the Ethiopian church. No, there was no such thing as Ethiopian church. Ethiopia name was changed from Abyssinia. Ethiopia is Greek, which means burnt face. Oh, well, you know, the people of Ethiopia, their land has never been colonized. Yeah, right. Then why has the flag have been changed? And you tell me that. Never been colonized? So who's lying to who? Who's deceiving who? Because last I checked, the Bible says study to show thyself approved. So I'm like Marvin Gaye. I want to know what's going on. How do we become black people? Can a so-called black man answer that question? How do we become black? Did we bastardize the English language? Did we come up with the English language? Did we create the definitions of the English language? Or did we come up with the idea of what the actual word black means, which was not related to us, which now called black minus the more? But yet I'm wrong, right? The Brother Man Moore's life, right, is all messed up in the head. I don't know what I'm talking about, right? For that hater who was on that show last night. I know who you are. But you're lucky I didn't silence you for 24 hours, because I just let you be. Because you know what? You letting my chat grow up anyway. So to me, that many people who hate me, less people will love me. And I'm okay with that. Because now I'm going to grow regardless of what someone says about me. You haven't met me in person. You have not pressed my flesh. And for those who have pressed my flesh and met me in person, all is truly well. I have no animosity. But I'm going to tell you this much: by the end of the day, I know exactly what I'm talking about, because I'm not deceived. You cannot ban someone who is straight. You cannot deceive someone who has already got their mind made up. What are you doing to change? You can't call a tulip a rose, and you cannot call a rose a tulip. It's like saying they're from the same family, but we're gonna make them function the same. No, they're not gonna function the same. Their reproduction may reproduce the same, but their characteristics are different. Let's call a rose a rose. Let's call a sky blue. Let's call a spade a spade. Because guess what? So-called Negro blacks and colors are considered spaded in their minds and neutered. Why do I have to constantly come on here and lie and deceive my brothers and sisters? Where I come here for only one thing: is to educate my brothers and sisters, nothing else. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to love instead of hate. But it appears to be that the compassion I have, the love I have for my brothers and sisters, what I want for them as I want for myself, it appears to be that you happen to be thinking on the level of Diablo, a lower vibration. You can't bring that lower vibration thinking to your Brother Man Moore's life, because it's not going to happen. And if you do, you're going to get shut down like an Apple computer or an IBM computer. For all those who know what an Apple or IBM is, or maybe an Apple computer or Microsoft computer, whatever you want to call it. Can't sit here and try to bamboozle me, because I've already been indoctrinated. I see the difference between the lies and deceit. That's why I be here. That's why I come on here, to make sure the brothers and sisters get the information. Now I'm gonna have a reading, but I'm not gonna be doing that right now, because I just celebrated victory in this, and I think I ate too much. Now I'm a little bit bulky in the stomach, so I guess I gotta go for a walk or something, or fast, or whatever the case may be. Ain't nothing wrong with celebrating your accomplishments. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with inviting people in your world who want to be involved in your world and be a friend for life. I love my friends. My brother, who's my best friend, I got 3, 4. I probably count on one hand how many best friends I got. And to be honest with you, I rarely talk to them. I love them dearly. Some of them have been to be brothers, and some of them have been to be sisters. I'm okay with that. Praise Allah. But I'm gonna cut this live short. If any of y'all got any questions for your brother man Moorish Life, please email me, moorish.life@yahoo.com. That is moorish.life@yahoo.com. That's my email. Questions, comments, concerns, any derogatory comments or anything derogatory that you just try to belittle me or try to insult my intelligence or insult my intelligence of my subscribers, you will be silenced. For real, for real. So, with that being said, I'm going to close it out with the Moorish American prayer. Honest to those in the chat, honest to those, everyone who are watching, who are very shy to speak in the chat. Honest to all those who are going through the trials and tribulations. I pray that you all conquer it in the name of peace. Peace is always with you, family. Peace and love. All right, here's the Moorish American prayer. I'm going to close this out. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Ameen. What is this? Let's see here. Christina Shannon, 9136. Yeah. Islam, heaven high. Yeah, I see you in the chat. I see you too. If I said your name wrong, forgive your brother. Islam, I'm out. Peace and love.